Last resource meeting together at 4 o'clock. Need a prayer for us, sir?
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we just come to you today, and we're just thankful for the many blessings that you give us. Just be with us as we take care of the business of the tribe, and we just thank you for our leaders. We thank you for the veterans that makes it possible for us to be here today. Amen.
Shall we do the roll call, please?
Sir. Curtis Snell.
Here.
Rex Jordan.
Here.
Will England.
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard.
Here.
Joe Bird.
Ani?
Sean Crittenden.
Aye.
Don Garvin.
Aye.
Frankie Hargis. Wanda Hatfield. Dick Clay.
Here.
Janice Taylor.
Here.
David Thornton.
Aye.
Victoria Vasquez.
Aye.
David Walkenstick. Brian Warner.
Aye.
John Masters. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Need moving on down to approval of the last month's meeting
So moved.
minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Moving on down to reports, management resources, Bruce Davis.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody.
See you, Bruce. Been a while.
I know you have our report, so be glad to try to answer any questions for you.
Any questions for Bruce? Yes, Jack.
Yes. I've passed out photos of a cemetery that's been destroyed by farmers near Weber's Falls, and different family members have contacted the Cherokee Nation, which have been told, we can't do anything about it. Well, it is illegal to destroy the cemetery, and I think the Cherokee Nation can do something about it, as powerful as we are. In NAGPRA, we look at all the graves that are destroyed, remains that are dug up in the east, and we spend a lot of money sending people to consultations on this. And even last week, at the Intertribal Council, we passed a resolution at the University of Alabama who has 129 unidentifiable remains, wanting them to do something about that. So I think we need to look at our own cemeteries too and protect those. A few years ago, we had a similar instance in Adair County. The landowner, the old Cherokee cemetery was in his field, and he wouldn't let anyone in there, and there'd been a fence around it at one time which had fallen down. And so the cattle had gone in and destroyed some of the stones. So, and he wouldn't even let family members visit the cemetery. So we had someone from the Cherokee Nation wrote a letter to the landowner saying, you know, it's illegal to vandalize or destroy stones in a cemetery, and also it's illegal not to allow family members to visit the cemetery. And the guy did a total about face and allowed him to come in and fence it and reset the stones, and he even built a gate in his pasture nearby where they could get in easily. And I'm thinking that probably in this case, a simple letter to the farmer who's leasing it would probably produce the same results. And then we could use our ground penetrating radar to determine where the stone should be, because we have a map done in the 70s, which I've attached, that tells the location of the various graves. So I just don't want to accept the fact that the Cherokee Nation can do nothing. And I was hoping that Sarah Hill was here, because I was going to address this to Sarah Hill, as our Secretary of Natural Resources. But can we at least write a letter to the landowner?
Sure, if that's what you'd like, Jack, we sure can.
At least as a start?
Yeah,
Because I think that probably will take care of the problem.
okay.
Because the family in the past has asked to be able to fence it or to purchase it, and they've been denied all through the years.
Okay.
So, and we have, and it's Johnson Foreman Cemetery, who came on the Trail of Tears, and we have hundreds of his descendants in the Cherokee Nation, including Counselor David Thornton.
Okay.
He's also descended from the person buried here.
I'll just pick my foreman, so I don't.
Okay,
Foreman Carl.
but if we can look into it and find out,
We'll address
He's
it,
the farmer.
we'll address it, Jack, and get back with you, okay?
Okay.
See what we can do for it.
I think Eddie Henshaw is also a descendant, he's in the audience, and he can probably help you with the names of the
Okay.
people involved.
Okay.
But one of the descendants who lives in Norman sent me the photos and asked, see if we couldn't do something about it.
Okay,
So appreciate your help.
all right, thanks, sir.
Shirley. Thank you.
More questions of Bruce? Yes, Harry.
Bruce, I just don't have all the information on this because I didn't know who he talked to in the Natural Resources Department. This guy is an heir to some eminent allotment land up near Salina, northeast of Salina.
Okay,
He said somebody come out there before and talked to him and said, we'll try to see what we can do to help you. But apparently what's happening, this guy called me in his 90s. The neighbor, or he said somebody was encroaching on his land and they cut some huge pine trees. He said these pine trees are like those big sequoia trees that were that large. He didn't know the person he talked to, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention, to check in your department, see if somebody knows about it and can help this guy out or do what we can do to help him. I don't know if we can do
give me a
anything.
name and number, Harley.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you his name
Okay.
and number, I think.
Okay, yes, sir.
More questions of Bruce?
I got mine.
Yes, Bruce,
Yes, sir.
the Heritage Center,
Yes, sir.
I think they got an appraisal to install a air conditioner in
Okay.
that atrium.
Okay,
If you guys were there on that Thursday evening, the Tri-Council, it's not working very efficient. So they're wanting someone to oversee and make sure that this is done right, and they've already got a couple of bids in, and I know you've got staff that can handle that part.
right. We'll take care of it for you, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Is that thunder?
Jet.
Okay.
You're rolling around equipment upstairs.
Is that it? Okay, oh, God.
Yes, Don.
I was wondering about the horses, Mustangs. We do
Well,
anything?
well, we're still negotiating, Don. We're not out and we're not in, so we'll let you know.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah. We're kind of on the fence, Don, so we'll see. We'll let you know as soon as we find out.
God bless the day.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
More questions of Bruce? Thank you, sir. Good report.
Thank you.
Moving on down to Miss Ginger Brown. Reeves.
Just one ginger.
Just Ginger. Thank you. Good afternoon. You have a copy of my report in front of you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address them.
Any questions for Ginger? Yes.
Has there been any movement on the Cherokee Gymnasium building and the community taking over on that?
Yes, there has. You will see a proposed resolution at the next meeting in August to proceed with that.
Okay.
Any more questions for Miss Ginger Brown? Good report, Ginger.
Thank you very much.
Moving on down to environmental programs, Mr. Tom Elkins.
Good afternoon. You have our report, and I'd like to just expound on a couple things that we've had going since then. The main one was, you all know where Cherry Tree is, you're just discussing it. Billy Hicks over at Water and Sanitation and our group worked together. They're trying to get the, since I've been here almost 20 years in August, there have been 4 different times that we've tried to get the sewer from that area tied into Stillwell. And it looks like it might happen this time, but, we try it, and we've had the funding that many times. And just because of one little thing here and there, an intergovernmental agreement or a non-agreement or something happens. So I'm really hopeful that this is gonna happen, but we worked together, we identified a little funding that was left over at a certain place, and there was a lift station there that was just, I mean, it's right in Cherry Tree Addition there, that was just falling in, the fence was gone and everything, so we got a Taro contractor in there and got that. It really looks professional and really nice, and kids can't get into that, so we worked together to get that done. And that was a turnkey, quick deal that it got done really fast, so. You have our report. I guess one other little thing that I would mention, you all know that the Cherokee Nation holiday is coming up, and we almost always do the fishing, we don't call it a derby anymore, fishing day. If you've ever been by there doing that, which you probably never do, because I end up missing the State of the Nation anymore, because it's about the same time. I mean, we would do it from like 7 to 11:30, so by the time we pick up and clean up and everything, I just can't make it over there. But it is such a fun day. I mean, I've done a lot of different activities at the Nation, handing things out. I've done parking at the powwow. I've done trash at the powwow. This is by far the greatest thing, really. What's cool about trash is, you know, you can be in there picking up bags of trash. We throw them on that mule and take it back. People don't bother you. If you're handling trash, they get out of your way. But the deal with the fishing derby, those kids just eat that up. And this year, we've got a special donation from some folks, and we've gotten in 300 new fishing poles to give out to kids, and the group for the In the Nation has given us a little bit more money this year. So we got a lot of good, cool prizes. I'll give out bikes and sleeping bags and tackle boxes, and then kids are just, you know, they're pulling out the same fish almost every time because they're throwing them back in there. But I saw a little girl that wasn't that tall last year probably pull a catfish, about a pound catfish out of there about 3 or 4 times, and I really, really enjoy doing that. And so if you ever have time to come down there while that's going on, I know you'll enjoy it. But we're getting ready for that, and I hope it's as good a one as we've ever done. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
What's the age limit on this?
There is none.
You can do it, Bert.
Yeah, go for it.
You're a young man.
Denise?
I'm not a fisherman,
Fisher person.
no.
It's really, really fun.
Quiet to do that, not my thing.
As hot as it gets at State Nation, sometimes we wish we were over there with you.
Oh,
In the
man.
pond.
Yeah.
It has been ungodly hot out there before, but, you know, we play music. We used to do the car show at one time too, so I kind of DJ some music while we're doing there, and then all those kids get tickets, and so we play old car show music while we're doing that. And then, you know, I think the parents like it more than the kids do. They're just sitting there fishing, but we also do the giving away the prizes and stuff. So we start before 6 in the morning to get out there and get everything set up. And then the staff, you know, really work hard through the year to get that stuff together. But they do a good job, and it really is one of the funnest events at the holiday. If you have time, it'd be great if you could swing by. I know the chief has swung by there in the morning before to introduce folks and things like that, and I think he really enjoys that. And I hope if you have time, you'll come by there, because I know you'll get some good out of it.
Tom, you said you had 300 poles donated. How many did you have last year?
We had 300, but I think they were refurbished. And so it is a group that, at least last year, and I think it's the same group this year, is, you know, Jason Christie's a Cherokee fisherman. The group that sponsors him donates those. We might have had new ones again last year, but we have those 300 right now, and I think we're going to get a whole lot more because of the money that we're getting in for it. But the city of Gore, one of our staff is the mayor of Gore, and so that city donates money and things to it. So it comes out to a really good event. It's really nice.
May just be at your place this time.
But yes, sir. I've always threatened to come back up there, because we stock it with fish too. And by the time of the event, I mean, you're talking about good frying size catfish. And I've always threatened that, because most of those kids toss them back in there. That'd be a good thing, go back in there and tear those up. You know, last year, a lady came up there and said, "What can I do with this?" And she had a black snake, and I said, "You can get rid of it for one." And my nephew was there, and he took it, and we threw it away. Well, come to find, I'm not a snake person. And Pat Gwynn wasn't there, so we didn't have anybody that's really qualified to. Come to find out, they said that was a water moccasin. It didn't really look like one to me, but that same girl caught the same one on her fishing pole twice.
Oh, my God.
And a lady took it off for her. But even if it wasn't poisonous, it looked pretty spooky. But yeah, she just put it up in my face. So what can I do with that? I know what you can do with it.
Finish her up.
Denise?
Denise?
I just want to shout out to Tracy Bluebird, who has been handling a project in Salina, and that guy's a class act. He's
He
doing a
is.
great job, and you raised him well.
Well, he doesn't work with us, but I will say that he is a good guy.
I'm kind of directing that behind you.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to say something to Bruce earlier. But you wish he was yours, don't you?
I do. I like Tracy a lot. He's a good egg. Any
Report,
questions?
Tom.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
G.V., would you give us a little update on them? You say buffalo.
Thank you. Oh, the buffalo, they're doing real good. We oversee them every day, look at them. We have an individual, Billy Hog Shooter. That's his job first thing every morning, go out and check on them, make sure they're all healthy and standing upright and grazing and doing good. We had a total of 10 calves. They all come from the new cows we got last year. We didn't get any calves this year. I don't know. We're checking into it, and we still have the bulls. We had 12 bulls when we first got them, and got all cows last year. So we got 3 mature bulls, and the rest of them 2- and 3-year-old bulls. So we've been working with the ITBC, Intertribal Buffalo Council, making sure that we got the right equation for the male, female. And so we're learning, but right now we're happy with those 10 calves. I mean, we're on limited land, 200 acres, and it's they're doing real good. Sure are. We're closing in on the facility up there, and administration funded it, and we're going to be able to finish it and really put it together and make it. It's going to be the premier facility in North America, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think you'll find one no better. We took everything from 2 other facilities and found the shortcomings and tried to enhance it, make it better. So all the ramps go all the way around. For instance, the walking ramps and everything's really safe for the animals. It's made really safe for the animals, and so we're starting on the outside pens probably within a week, going south, the holding pens. And they'll be 180 foot by, I think, 90 foot wide, and with 12-foot alleyways all the way around with 3 holding pens in between those. So that's what we lack. We've put the order in for the squeeze chute. It was $20,019.9 hydraulic squeeze chute. So we'll have that in place probably within 3 or 4 weeks. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to make it. So it's been ordered for about 4 weeks. So should have a fall roundup where everybody can go out and watch the buffalo work, and tours. We give tours daily almost. I mean, I'd say weekly, but almost daily. There's a tour taking place up there, and so it's been a real good project for natural resources, and we're proud to be part of it.
Thank you, G.V. Any questions? Yes.
Thanks, sir. Well, appreciate you. Did Gerald, did that deal get taken care of?
I'll check on it and see. I know we've talked about it, so.
All right, thank you. And just again, lack of research, but like the money for the work you're doing up there, is that federal or is that tribal? That's where that money's coming from.
Right.
Thank you.
GV,
Yes.
when are we going to start developing a plan to utilize the buffalo meat.
Well,
I like looking at buffalo, but there's gotta be a better use than that.
I had that conversation with 3 of the council members prior to the meeting today. They all want to know what we're going to do with it. With the yearlings from last year, we had 21 calves last year. They're drawn up. They're about ready probably for butcher, you know, to slaughter. They're getting up there pretty good size. And, you know, we have 2 packing plants that's USDA approved within our boundaries, and you know, we've been kind of working on a seal, a stamp for the Cherokee Nation, and we could probably go ahead and butcher those animals and process the meat and stuff and package them and have the meat available here, but you know, without that seal, we're not going to be able to put it on the market, on the shelf to sell it. So we need to get a stamp or seal that says Cherokee Nation, USDA, red meat. We need to work on that, and you know, I don't think that's in my area to do that. I've urged, you know, when I talked to, first time I went with Sarah Hill, you know, I mentioned I think that's the most important thing we need to do right now is to move on that and to get that seal developed and that stamp developed for Cherokee Nation, because, you know, I'm limited on my land up there, and if those bulls come around next year and breed 35, 40 calves, I mean, you know, I'm going to be hurting, you know, because I'm feeding hay almost year round right now, and protein and everything. So,
Bruce, could you get a letter to her and say that we need a plan of action?
Sure.
That way we won't have to wait till the last minute if we have that good year like GV's talking about. Now, if we're going to do it with like Head Start and our, let's say Sequoia High School, we have to have that USDA approval?
Yes.
We really need to start working on it.
Right.
Okay. All right.
But I
You guys
think
are
that's-
doing a good job.
That's one thing that I think, you know, we need to pursue it. I mean, more than anything else, we need to get that seal for red meat. I mean, all red meat, you know, I mean, in case we get cattle down the future, and even goats or hogs or whatever, you know, I mean, we need a symbol.
Where's Research get their buffalo meat? That's $10 a pound.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I mean, you know, it's expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's really expensive. I mean, I think, you know, we got a request for more, but we got a request, they want to give us more buffalo. ITBC, you know, I mean, you know, they want to give us more buffalo. We submitted, Chris has been working with me, Barnhart, on this, and really turned it over to him as far as ITBC, working with them, and he's been to several meetings in Washington, D.C., and trying to preserve the buffalo and everything. And, you know, I think we talked it over. We'd like to see maybe 4 to 5 big mature bulls, you know, in case, because our calf crop was light, you know, if we could get 5 mature bulls, you know, put on these cows, I think it would really help, you know, instead of getting 35 or 40 more cows. I mean, because, like I say, I'm down to 200 acres, and you know, so far we've had a good wet year. But I mean, if it turns off, we'd be burning hay daily to them, you know, even in the summertime. And so.
Okay, Bruce, you can handle that letter? Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Old business.
Moving on down to old business, I see none. Moving down to new business, I see none. Moving down to announcements, August the 15th at 4 p.m.
Counselor Austin's got.
Yes, Council.
Before the council meeting, a young man named Chance Fletcher is going to be here joining us in council tonight. He is the young man who walked the Trail of Tears last month. And there was a very nice article in the Phoenix about him a few days ago. He will be here in the entryway if you'd like to meet him and shake his hand and hear a little of his story. He's a fascinating young man.
Thank you. Anything else? I need a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Good.
Yeah, that's time to hand.